What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to another Reviewpoint podcast coming to you, of course, from fanboysanonymous.com. I am your host, Tony Mango, and joining me on this edition, it's not going to be a solo one, I've got Shaun Walker with me. What's up, Shaun?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot. Just finished watching Iron Fist, and I have to say,
Isn't it
Iron
ironic?
Fist was a bit pants. Ain't gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, we just binged it. We essentially binged it from, like, the start time. It's a little bit later than that. We're taking care of Smack Talk and stuff, too, on top of this as well. So go check out that episode, too, if you like wrestling stuff. But we are going to be breaking down our hits and misses of the first season of Iron Fist, Marvel's latest edition in the Netflix series that they've got going on. It's going to be the last thing that leads into The Defenders. And it had horrible reviews ahead of time. And you know what? They're kind of
should have listened. We should have listened.
Now, Iron Fist is not a character that I've really gotten into in the past. Like, I've never read any of the comics. I never really cared too much about the character as far as, like, you know, outsider kind of stuff. Like, people tell me, like, name your top 20 favorite Marvel characters. Iron Fist isn't on there. Neither is Jessica Jones. Neither is Luke Cage. But my issue with a lot of these Netflix shows is the pacing is so slow. And you get something like Jessica Jones, where Jessica Jones, I loved half of it. All the stuff with Purple Man was great. But when they got into all the stuff with Trish and Nuke,
Hogarth.
Hogarth I was cool with. But the twins, the brother and sister couple that were all incesty.
I forgot about them.
And I didn't like the drug addict friend. Like, it felt like they were adding in characters just to fill time. And for this thing, they didn't add more characters to fill time. They just added random pointless episodes to fill time. Like, a lot of people were a little bit criticizing the second episode, which is where it's all, is he actually sane or is he insane, that kind of a thing. And I didn't think that was too bad because it was a one episode thing. But then they had like 4 more episodes where I was like, oh, this is pointless. Like, there's no point in this episode at all.
I would say that you could actually watch the first episode, miss everything else, and watch the last episode, and it would still make fucking sense to you.
You almost don't even need to watch that last episode. Like, if you don't want to know what's happening, everybody, this is a spoiler one of the reviews. So, obviously, if you don't want to know spoilers, then don't listen. But I wanted to put that out there ahead of time. But essentially what this whole thing is Danny Rand is Iron Fist, and he's going to Iron Fist because he's Iron Fist, which means Iron Fist. That is it the entire fucking time. All they do is keep telling him, but you're the Iron Fist. And he goes, yeah, I know. But what does it mean to be the Iron Fist? I guess I gotta be the Iron Fist. It's like, for fuck's sake, do something a little bit. And there were parts that I liked, you know. I mean, this wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like I'm watching this and it's, you know, Ghost Rider. But I got a feeling this was just like a really shitty showrunner and shitty writers. And I'm looking at the showrunner of the whole thing, Scott Buck. I never watched Dexter. He did 60 episodes of that. One
Dexter's
episode
good.
of Rome he was the producer for, that kind of a thing. But it looks like he worked on Tremors 4, and he's working on that Inhumans show, which is already catching a little bit of heat. And a couple episodes of The Oblongs. I don't remember what that show is. 15 episodes of Coach back in the day. So this is why did they pick this guy out of nowhere? I don't understand that. But I thought that was like the biggest issue here. Some people were saying that there weren't any likable characters. I agree and I disagree. What do you think about that?
I like a handful of characters.
I didn't like any of them for the most part, but I didn't dislike really any of them.
I just liked a lot of them.
Which ones were you not really on board with?
Ward Meacham,
I kind of
Joy
liked Ward.
Meacham, Harold Meacham, all the Meachams, we'll just say. The Asian bloke.
Which one was that one? There's a bunch of them.
The one who turned out to be the leader of the Hand.
The bearded dude?
The bearded dude. Yeah, the bearded Asian.
I didn't think he was Asian. I thought he was like Middle Eastern or something. Or I guess that's technically kind of Asian a little bit. I don't know. That was like Bocado or Butaki or
Yeah, that's the one. Butako, I fucking can't pronounce Asian names. I'm sorry, but Kudo, that's the one.
I can't find his name anywhere on here, but yeah, I didn't really like him. He was probably the only one that I could really say. They introduced him. Oh, actually, no, there's one other guy, Davos. They introduced him real late, and then it was like he's apparently like the big bad. Well, I don't give a shit about him at this point. Like, Harold is, of course, the big bad of the whole thing, and I liked Harold. I was rooting for Harold. I was like, I wrote notes throughout the whole episodes. Everyone I was watching, I tried something a little bit different this time, everybody. So if you want to go back and you want to read them to get like an insight of where I was thinking throughout this whole thing, there's a note. Where is it on here? For instance, episode 1. Neat opening credits, not what I expected. Eventually, I just skipped them because I don't want to do that over and over again. But I wrote that, like, homeless dude is nice. He's probably going to die, isn't he? And then 2 things down underneath that. Yep, homeless dude can't even make it one full episode. And when he gave him the chicken parm, I'm like, oh, man, I want a chicken parm. I said something about, where is the Harold thing on here? It was like, something like, is it bad that I'm identifying with Harold or something like that? He's like talking about, episode 2. Is it wrong that I kind of like Harold? Because he's talking about some different things about like, oh yeah, you got to be tough, you got to do whatever. Why are you apologizing all the time and all this? And I'm like, Harold's a good guy.
Oh, when he was apologizing to his male secretary.
No, when the secretary was apologizing to him.
Apologies to him, yeah.
And he's just like, he says sorry too often and all that. And then he gets a ice cream scooper to the head for his efforts.
Oh man, what a way to go! Best effort in the entire Marvel universe.
What a rude thing to say. He gets you all this ice cream and you go, well, I don't like any of these fancy flavors. Do you have vanilla? Fuck you. He just got you ice cream.
Vanilla, like, there's like bubble gum there. You eat the bubble gum first and then you go on to the vanilla, you pleb. I'm glad you got ice cream scooped to the brain.
Yeah, you deserved it, Kyle. I liked some different things here and there. I thought Colleen was a better character than I expected her to be, because I wasn't too familiar with Colleen all that much.
Big fan. Big fan.
I liked her. I'm disappointed we didn't get a Misty Knight Colleen kind of mashup, because they're apparently a duo in the comics. But they did throw out the reference to Daughters of the Dragon. That's what they call themselves. They had like a couple of little references here and there that when I was looking things up, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't notice that. Like her white outfit in the Fight Club thing is like apparently what she really like wears in the comics, and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like when they do that kind of stuff, but some of it I'm sure was totally lost on me when they're like, oh, he's Zheng Lao and he's gonna fight Xiao Lao and Sheng Lu, and I'm like, they're all these fucking names sound the same to me. I'm a horrible ignorant American. You can't appeal to me like that, you know.
I'm the same. I'm an ignorant Britishman.
Can't even get ignorant correct on there.
That's exactly. That's how ignorant I am.
I wrote random notes throughout this whole thing, so we're going to bounce around all a lot. I liked that shot in the second episode where they've got the handprint, and it says, where did you go? And it's from the outside. So you know that they were, like, climbing the building to put that up there instead of breaking in. That was pretty cool. But, man, another thing I didn't really like about this, where were the jokes? This was completely humorless.
You got mixed up. Foggy is on Daredevil.
Well, even like Punisher cracked a joke here and there, and he's like totally not the guy I expect to be a little bit more on that side. Danny Rand is supposed to be at least a little bit kind of lighthearted.
Danny Rand is supposed to be lighthearted?
Not like Wally West or something, but I mean, you put him in with the other people, he's supposed to be the most lighthearted out of the main core Defender people. And right now it's looking like it's going to be Luke Cage, which is like... Well, I liked that Claire is starting to pick up the Sweet Christmas thing. He's rubbing off on her. She said that twice. Sweet Christmas. I was like, that's my boy. Which I liked Claire in this one. Claire's always good.
Claire's always good. I'm always a big fan of Claire. Glad they keep bringing her back.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there was a single woman on here that I didn't like. I actually liked Hogarth in this a lot better.
I liked Hogarth a lot better in this. I didn't like Joy Meacham. She was in it to be a damsel, if anything, and it was a bad damsel. And yeah, she's just get the fuck off my television.
I am so shocked she didn't bang Danny.
Well,
I thought that was a guarantee that was going to happen when they were doing that whole scene where they're drinking and then the hatchet guys go to fuck them up. I was like, oh, they're going to bang. I did not expect the hatchet guys instead.
They were going to bang, but they got interrupted.
That's true. They were going to do some other kind of hatchet skills.
And then he was searing himself. I tell you what my favorite part of this entire thing was when they were in China and Danny was fighting the drunk Chinese man.
Dude. He was awesome.
He was so cool. I can't find his credit anywhere, but he was like the best thing in the entire show. When you have one fight scene, right, that is the best thing in the entire show, you got a fucking problem.
And it's not even a good fight scene, like that hallway scene with Daredevil. Like that, which by the way, they did a hallway scene in this, and I was like, okay, everybody tries to do a hallway scene now. They're all trying to piggyback off of Daredevil. But that was like a really good action scene. The drunk guy scene wasn't really all that special, but the drunk guy was fucking cool.
The guy himself was amazing. That's what sold it for me.
Yeah, he's sitting there throwing his fucking, well, I don't know what you would call it, like a pot?
Decanter pot? I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. With his like clay pot thing, and then he picks up another one and drinks it. It's like, dude, I want you to win this fight. Kill fucking Iron Fist. You be the next Iron Fist. And Madame Gao was awesome. Madame Gao is the shit.
Oh, I'm so glad that it ended with her out of that fucking little prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she comes back in Daredevil again. Always good to see Madame Gao.
I'm looking through my notes right now. There's so many things about Madame Gao. There's episode 4, Madame Gao is boss. Episode 5, don't fuck with Gao, son. Just kind of...
Oh, and when she was laying into Claire.
Ooh.
Fucking on point.
Episode 6, oh damn, Gao. It's just like...
Well, that's probably the episode where she was fucking laying into Claire, probably.
And she did that, like, I don't know if she used, like, her chi or she pushed him or whatever, but she, like, knocked him back into, like, feet after feet. And it was just kind of like, she's got some fucking moves on her. Madame Gao's a spry old lady.
She'd kick my ass with a fucking walking stick any day.
She's fucking awesome. Like, I like her better than, like, most of the villains that we've gotten so far out of, like, the MCU. Like, yo, just give Madame Gao, make her fucking Mandarin, you know what I mean? Oh, there's my T minus 10 minutes before Danny and Joy bang. Yeah, no, they didn't end up doing that. I kept trying to predict that Ward was going to die in each, like, different episode, and he made it until the fucking end. I'm like, okay, all right. But
he disappeared for a while.
He did, yeah.
I missed him when he left. It was like, what, missed him for like 4 episodes, 5 episodes?
Nah, I don't think it was that long. I think it was only 2. But they feel like they're going for fucking forever.
They felt like forever. I actually fell asleep during episode 3, and I woke up during episode 4, and that's how much I cared about it. I didn't even rewind it. I was like, oh, fuck it, just carry on.
Yeah, you can miss a lot of things here and not miss anything at the same time, because they dragged everything out. It was kind of like, well, we need to get into this building, so we're going to spend the whole episode getting into the building, but what's going to happen when we get into the building? We're going to leave the building. Okay. The only thing that came out of that was that Colleen had that whole poison thing, which was just a means to get her to not be poisoned and to bring the bearded dude in. And to bring the bearded dude in, that was just a means to be like, oh, the Hand is also working with Colleen, and just to get, it was like the CW type of stuff that they do, where it's like, you lied to me, so I'm going to be mad at you until you do something else. And then when I'm not mad at you anymore, then you're going to be mad at me, that kind of a thing. And it's like, oh, I'm sick of that crap. I watched The Flash, and I get enough of it as it is there, you know?
I haven't watched The Flash in a while, so...
that's all, like, I'm going to propose, and then you're going to be mad, and all that other kind of crap. It's stupid like that. They're getting a little bit more arrowy when it comes to that. So that's not as good. I'm disappointed that we didn't get the fucking dragon at all.
We saw his eyes. That's
Yeah,
something.
but you know what? We didn't get the dragon. We didn't get his costume.
We
which
didn't get his
is,
costume. I got pissed off with that. It was like a flashback of some dude in a costume.
and it's the easiest one to do. You already did Daredevil, and it's basically the first Daredevil costume.
Yep.
And if you were able to figure out a way to get the two Daredevil costumes, and the Luke Cage whole thing in that one scene, which was like, that is impossible to do that and not look ridiculous. And Jessica Jones pulls out the Jewel outfit.
And you
And
got the Punisher
Punisher
with his fucking amazing skull costume. That's fucking class.
You mean to tell me that you can't get a fucking yellow bandana and a green shirt for this dude? Like, that is the type of stuff that I'm like, you know what? They didn't know what they were doing with this. The pacing was off, and it needed a little bit more humor, and they needed to figure out who the main villain they wanted to be, because Harold's like good for the majority of it until the very end, and he's not really. That end episode was the most underwhelming out of all the finales we've had. That was just like nothing happened. They're sitting there going like, "Oh man, something's gonna happen," and it just ends.
Oh, let's go on a cliff. All right, yeah. Oh, my city's missing. Don't know where that's fucking gone.
Oh, look at that. It looks like the hand. Oh, you mean the fucking people that you're sworn to protect against that you've been fighting the whole time? Yeah, I guess it is the hand. It's not gonna be the fucking foot. It's
the ear. That was a great reference.
Yeah. It's like one of the only things that was like humorous about it. Everything else was just sort of like, Danny's pissed, Danny's nuts, Joy's pissed, Ward's a drug addict. I didn't really like all that kind of stuff. I mean, there were parts here and there that I liked. Some fight scenes were okay. None of them were really all that impressive. Did you like the action scenes?
No. They felt, I don't know, short.
Yeah. Like they didn't want to do too much choreography or something.
I don't know if it's because this Danny Rand guy, this Finn Jones guy, just couldn't perform or whatever. But it felt very lackluster to me. Like I said, the only fight worth watching is the one with the fucking drunk guy in the alleyway. Yeah. That's about it.
Challenge number 2, the Scorpion Bride Spider Lady or whatever the hell she's called. She was hot, so that was at least kind of interesting.
Also, what I don't get, right, is if the hand, right, if Colleen, right, was working for the hand in the beginning, right?
Right.
Why did she have to go to the fight club to pay her fucking rent?
Yeah. You think that they would kind of be funding her a little bit?
Yeah.
Because they are funding the training of more hand people.
Yeah, you would think.
More hands? Is that what you call it? More hands. Oh, you know who else we didn't get? We didn't get Turk. He popped up in all the other ones.
Did he pop in Jessica Jones?
I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought it was just Luke Cage.
I know at the very least both Daredevil and Luke Cage.
But both
sure
seasons.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did with Jessica Jones.
I don't have to rewatch it.
I didn't catch the Stan Lee cameo of the picture, but it's probably in the background somewhere. I don't know. That's usually how they do that. I liked trying to look at like the stuff that I did like out of here. I thought it was kind of funny that I realized after a little while that Ward looks a little bit like John Malkovich.
Who the fuck is John Malkovich?
He's an actor. You would know him if you saw him. Davos, I didn't like. He's supposed to be a big villain. He's a steel serpent, and he was just sort of blah. They turn him heel at the end, and it's like, well, I hate you. Well, then why did you come here and risk your fucking life and do all that if you hate me? You jerk. You know? It's like, I'm struggling to find, like, things I actually really, like, would give an actual hit to. Like, the music was weird, the choices that they did. And I didn't absolutely hate this. I don't want to say that either. It's not like everything was a miss, but, you know, I'm watching 13 straight hours of this. I feel like I kind of wasted most of it.
I knew I recognized this Harold Meacham bloke.
Well, what was he in?
He was in Lord of the Rings.
Really?
Yeah, he was Femir.
Oh, okay. Wow. I know I've seen him in something else too. Let me look up.
He was
his info.
also in Van Helsing.
I wouldn't know him from Van
Rise of
Helsing.
Empire.
I think maybe I'm thinking that he was. I might be crossing him with the guy that's in Lion.
He's also in this new up and coming.
No, he is the guy in Lion. That makes sense. Hey, you look like the guy from Lion. You mean me? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these characters, I mean, I didn't have an issue with Joy. She was fine. But she's not, like, fantastic or whatever. The parents were, like, just generic parents. A lot of it was, like, if I don't want to put it as a negative, I can't still put it as a positive, you know? Like, Finn Jones as Danny Rand, he did, I guess, as good as he could have with his material. I don't know who else I would have cast, you know? So it's like, yeah, he's fine. Like, music outside of the weird choices didn't bug me when they were doing, like, the instrumental type of score stuff. But whenever they would, like, add a normal song, felt out of place to me. And oh man, I got sick and tired of watching so many scenes of Danny doing those poses. Just, like, centering his chi and all that. And it's like, all right.
Yoga poses?
Like, by the 9th time that we've seen it, can you skip it? You know what I mean? So if you had to pick, say, the biggest takeaway that you got out of this that's making you excited for the Defenders, what would it be?
Daredevil Season 2.
A reminder that exists.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't. Like, I could have gone without watching this, to be fair, and just watched the Defenders. Probably Claire, because she took away some fucking Wolverine type claw things, which looked pretty cool. I want to see what she does with those. Yeah.
I'd have to go with Madame Gao.
Like, oh yeah, Madame Gao, I completely forgot about her.
She's got to be doing something with the hand. And they didn't really specify exactly what the hand's going to be doing with. I'm assuming that the hand is going to be the main villains for the Defenders. And probably some other people too. But if they don't bring Madame Gao in, that's going to be really disappointing.
They'll probably make that fucking Iron Fist best mate the villain for it.
Davos?
Yeah, because he teamed up with Madame Gao in the end, didn't he? So he's going to be the fucking main villain.
Well, I don't think they're going to get an Iron Fist Season 2, so...
Oh, God, no.
I'm surprised people even wanted Jessica Jones Season 2, and that there hasn't been much talk about Luke Cage Season 2. Like, give me Luke Cage Season 2 more than anything else, like, other than Daredevil. Daredevil Season 2, I still think is the best out of this bunch.
Oh, yeah, by far. They knew what they were doing with Daredevil Season 2.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like they know what they're doing with Punisher, so give me a Punisher standalone. Cool with that. No more Iron Fist. Nah.
No more Iron Fist, no. It can be in the pile with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s actually been pretty good.
Tony, don't compliment Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., otherwise we're no longer friends.
You should check it out. They're doing the life model decoy stuff.
I would rather watch Gotham Season 3.
Ugh. Oh, that. I'd rather watch Powerless than Gotham at this point. And Powerless is terrible.
What's that new one with Professor X's son?
Nah, that's Legion. That sucks too, though. I'm one of the few people that thinks that sucks. Everybody eats that up, and I just... it's not my thing. It's like, oh, it's the 60s. Isn't that weird? No.
So where would you place this on the list of Netflix shows?
I'd have to go Daredevil Season 2 is best.
Agreed.
Then Daredevil Season 1, then Luke Cage, then Jessica Jones, and then this.
For me, here we go. Daredevil Season 2 favorite, then Double J, then Luke Cage, then Daredevil Season 1, then this.
Not a big fan of Season 1?
Wasn't a fan of Season 1, no.
Well, if we're talking about the positives going for it, if you got like the one big negative, one big miss that really took you out of this, really upset you, whatever the case may be, If you could change one thing about it, what would it be?
The episode count.
It might actually be the best way to do that. Get it down to like 8, maybe
6.
maybe 6. Yeah, I don't think they have enough stuff for 13. They need to stop doing that. Defenders apparently is only 8, so that's good.
Oh, thank fuck for that. Also, the yellow fist kind of looks really, really bad.
Oh, okay, that was another thing that bugged me too. It's just glowing a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's not like making a noise. It's not like it didn't seem like it was that much of like a power, really.
It looked like he had pus.
If they're going to show you somebody who has superpowers, like Jessica Jones has her power, it's nothing flashy. Luke Cage has his power, it's even less flashy than that. Daredevil's got his. It's really not that much of a superpower. It's just sort of like, I'm blind, but I'm not. This is the first guy we had that actually had a power. And all they did was like, did they get like the thing that they did in Pulp Fiction with the briefcase where they just put an orange light bulb in there? Did you just give him an orange light bulb to put in his hand? Is that it? Because this is what it seemed like.
That's what it looked like to me.
That was really just underwhelming. I thought that they would build up to a point where it would get like real big and strong, and like maybe it would even make like a noise, like some kind of like a kind of like it's building up energy or something like that. Maybe when he would punch people, there would be like a shock wave or something. No, it's just glowing a little bit. And it's like, there's my big power. I can make my right hand glow. Awesome. You're a fucking tree ornament now? Like, that's it? And then when he loses he loses his power. And they're like, oh, what are you going to do now that you're not the Iron Fist? And it's like, I don't know, punch with the other fucking hand? It's not that much different.
No, not at all.
He blocks a bullet with it and he shatters a gun. That's it.
He blocked it very Wonder Woman-y.
Yeah. Wonder Fist. That's what they should be calling him. Iron Woman. There you go.
That sounds like a fucking sex toy. Wee.
It probably is.
Another great line from that fucking show. God damn.
Yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, you got to give this either a hit or a miss. I'm giving this a miss.
I'm giving it a miss. Watch Ghost Rider instead. You'll have a more pleasant, fun time.
Let's put it this way. If you want to watch a movie for an hour and a half and have fun laughing at it, yeah, watch Ghost Rider. It's a horrible, horrible movie. This in itself is better than like a Ghost Rider type of thing. It's better than the Daredevil movie that had come out. It's better than, say, the Fantastic Four movies, etc. But it's 13 hours. And you invested that much amount of time into it, and this is their 5th season, so they should have already worked out all the kinks for this kind of stuff, and it's their worst one. No real excuses at that point. They should have figured out some better stuff. They had talented people working in it, some talented actors and actresses, and the Iron Fist character could be kind of cool. But we didn't get a dragon. We didn't get a costume. Those are the two main things that are Iron Fist.
I'll tell you what, actually, there was one good thing about this fucking show, and that was the tattoo, the mark of the Iron Fist. That was on point.
Yeah, it looked like a tattoo.
Yeah. It was a dragon.
Yeah, they got the logo right. It wasn't like they just put like a big IF on there or something. Yeah, a lot of wasted time, a lot of stretching stuff out, a lot of like... Did they like even really resolve anything with that power plant?
Not that I can recall.
I think that was a waste.
I think everybody still got cancer.
Yeah, like... What, just to give Joy a couple of lines in an episode where she has nothing else better to do? You don't need that, just cut the episode, I'd rather have 10 really good episodes and you take 3 hours out of the equation than to give me 13 where you're adding stuff just to bulk it up, you know what I mean? So I'm not a big fan of this season. I really, I was hoping that those reviews would have been wrong because they only got to see the first 6 episodes. And then a lot of people were criticizing this, saying that it was like, you can't do this now because why is a white guy learning kung fu? And it's like, well, because he's Iron Fist and he was a white guy, fish out of water, and that was the story of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is a white guy who goes into an area that he's completely unfamiliar with, and he comes out of it being a fucking magician, basically. I'm not the biggest fan of Doctor Strange either, but they pulled that off better, I think. This is definitely one of my disappointments when it comes to the MCU. This is on my very low scale. Don't think it's going to ruin the Defenders, but now I'm less excited for the Defenders than I was before. And that kind of sucks. Any last thoughts you got about this, Shaun?
I can't believe I wasted 13 hours of my life.
Oh, you got to see Colleen and booty shorts.
True, I do have and blah 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 blah.
Oh, you do blah blah blah.
I now have a new Asian crush. Well,
that's the one hit out of it, then at the very least. Well, tell us what you guys thought of Iron Fist Season 1. Leave your comments below with all the hits and the misses. Anything that we didn't talk about, because we're kind of rushing this, because we didn't really want to talk about it all too much. You know, we're not going to break it down for an hour and a half like we did with some of the other ones. But drop them those thoughts below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Hit us up on iTunes and Stitcher. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, all that on the website itself. Shaun, anything you want to toss out for the promotional stuff?
Yeah, follow me on the Twitter at twitter.com/IronRightFoot.
And follow me at Tony Mango, at Fanboys Anon, at Smarkout Moment, at A Mango Tree, at all over the place like that. But this has been Reviewpoint episode, whatever episode we're on, because we don't number it anymore. We are fanboys nonetheless for Marvel MCU material. Hopefully the next thing's going to be a little bit better. And when that happens, we will be reviewing it. So we'll see you next time, everybody. Geeks out.